Two daddies. Judging baddies. Oh, wow. Are we rolling?
Nope.
Wow. You know, it is said that he who without sin shall cast the first stone. That was said a long time ago, so I think it's okay if we cast a couple stones in this episode, right?
Well, I mean, if anybody's able to cast stones, I think it should be you.
Thank you. Look.
I got you, Mike.
I'm a good stone caster.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies, where I don't know, we read some Reddit stories and then we tell you if they're the asshole or not. Honestly, I think we could throw in some of Reddit's Hall of Fame stuff in later episodes and kind of, do different kind of Reddit stories. Just kind of like the craziest stuff on there.
Well, we got a first for today. We have a listener submitted their own "Am I the Asshole" story.
And hopefully it's really good. They want us to give our take on it, or is it their story?
Yes, it's their story.
Oh wow! So it's like giving advice, but worded in "Am I the asshole?"
Yeah, they just want to know if they're the asshole for the scenario that they found themselves in.
We've been doing the cliffhanger stories.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if people like that.
I don't know. I do.
No one ever tells us. They're never like, "Oh man."
Well, until they do, we'll just keep doing because we like it.
Well, The Walking Dead, like I said, it ended on that one season. You didn't know who was going to die, and they ended it right there, which was like a shitty thing to do. And I'd like to think we are almost as popular as The Walking Dead. So,
yeah, we're right there.
Yeah, just we're like 5 million more people watching away from being.
How many did they have watching? 5 million?
Probably way more than that. We're probably like 10 million off. All right. We're 10 million off from Walking Dead popular. Okay. But if you told your friend and then your friend told 9.99999 million, a million people, we'd be there. All right. So why are you not telling the friend about this podcast that has 9 million friends? Okay. God, just tell the guy who is friends with apparently, 10% of the population. I don't know how many people it is. 350 million?
In the United States, yeah.
Yeah, in the United States. So 10 million would be 3.5% of people.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Sounds legit. Yeah. If I got that right, somebody give me a medal. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend he smells like ass on our anniversary? I mean, listen, look, imagine it's your anniversary, all right? And it's romantic. It's the year you guys have been together for however many years. It's the keep doing that. Keep doing that. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. You guys have been together for a long time, and this is the date of remembrance of when you guys got together. You put a bunch of flowers leading up to the bed. Candles lit everywhere. You get down and you start making love, all right? Imagine you're a woman right now, okay? Your back's to the bed, you got your legs wrapped around them, ready to make love. Screech! All of a sudden you get a whiff of some onions, and you're like, oh, is that your armpits? Why don't you go put a little bit of deodorant on? So he gets up, all right, stumbles into the bathroom, does a little bit of deodorant on. Continue with the music. Gets back on top of you, ready to make a little bit of love, starts kissing you. You stick your tongue in his mouth and pull out a piece of broccoli. All right, so you spit that out to the side. You be like, "Hey, baby, why don't you go brush your teeth?" So he goes back and brushes his teeth. Now he's ready to make love again. All right. Now you start kissing. You're making love. You start taking off each other's clothes. You pull down his boxers. You get a whiff of mayonnaise dick.
Screech!
How much do you got to go through before you're like, hey, man?
Go wash yourself.
All right. Me, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, celebrated our 5-year anniversary together last Friday, the 27th. They've been together since they were 18. That's crazy. I bought us a hotel room for the weekend and booked massages and facials and a fancy restaurant to have dinner at. He booked you a facial.
Gotcha.
On Friday, I get to the hotel and I decorate the room wanting to surprise him and be romantic. Oh, she is the man of the relationship. All right. I have my hair done all cute and wearing a jumpsuit. He finally comes and we hug and kiss on the bed. As I'm hugging him, I smell something. At first, I thought it was me, but I kept hugging him and it's him. I asked him if he took a shower, and he said no. He took off work for that day, so he had all day to shower. He got to the hotel room at 6 p.m. I tell him I could smell his ass, and he laughs about it, and we go on with the rest of the night. I'm a little peeved about it, but I didn't want that to ruin our weekend, so I let it go. Today I talked to my mom about it. She asked me why I didn't tell him to wash up before we went out. I tell her I shouldn't have to do that because he's 23. That's right. You should not have to tell somebody to wash their ass. All right. She's like, sometimes men act like kids, and gave me an example when she told my dad to get some new underwear because they were raggedy. I share with my boyfriend the disappointment I had on Friday and the conversation I had with my mom. He got mad at me that I told her about him and how I kept dragging on with the conversation. I'm just sharing my feelings with you. With this being said, am I the asshole? And look, women are troopers though, because they'll just pop that warm mayonnaise smelling wiener right in their mouth and just troop right through it. A guy, they'll go down there and they'll be like, oh, it's a little bit stinky. I'm done. They won't even dig in.
Yeah.
But they gotta, like, he'll just imagine he's just like slapping the dick on her face, and like the bottom of the dick skin is like just like sticking, and it's like,
oh, it's like pulling
it's
off
like
with
pulling
like a
off.
string of stuff coming off.
She got a little bit of like residue. Feels like she had tape on her face at one point.
And she's just like,
she's just like getting it with it. Like, please stop it. Please. Trying to dodge it.
But who doesn't just like go ahead and clean up before they, like, if you know that you're possibly going to have some like freaky shit go down, like, you at least have a preemptive shower.
Right. Like, if my balls is hot, I'm not going to go into having sex at my full potential, because I'm going to be like thinking about my balls is sticking to my gooch and shit. So,
like, I mean, if you're just going for like a quickie, then yeah, like, I mean, showers probably not in
our
the picture,
women viewers
but like,
are also troopers too, because they'll listen to this and they won't even be like, Mike and Dylan are disgusting. They'll just be like, yeah, take a shower. Like, they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, like a baby wipe or like fucking moist
something
towelette,
like you could have done. Yeah, pull out a little mint dude wipe and just give your balls the old swivel.
Not
so
sponsored. Not sponsored.
It used to be. Yeah. Bro, I used to do a lot of shit for dude wipes. And they went the FanDuel route, and I was like, I can't fucking push the gambling. They were like, come on, Mike, we got to do this, and we need to push out videos. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, guys, I can't do it. So
now the guy's gone.
Yeah, now what am I supposed to? There's no other bro wipes. There's no other man wipes that are just out there just fucking.
Mike wants to conquer that field too.
Oh, bro, I was like, we can come out with our own manly wipes. No, man, too much work. I just want to stick to comedy and just like making people laugh. I come to find out the business side of content creation is my least like thing. Like, that's the thing. I just want to like get in front of a camera and just be like, haha, make you laugh. And then
somehow money.
Yeah, just be able to support, not even rich. I don't want to be rich.
Money
just want to just be able to like, pay a bill and go to sleep without being like, well, this is behind. But no, you got FanDuel. Fucking look, kids, you're just 18 years old right now. Download FanDuel and fucking ruin your life. Get a little gambling addiction. And we don't need to get into that. Look,
my parents were arguing with each other a little bit, like not arguing. I like the way that Bluey's family talks about it. They were squabbling. Like, my mom had brought up my aunt going to a casino because, like, right across the way from where my grandmother used to live before she passed away, there's a casino there. They had built it like from the time I moved down here till the time I went up for my grandfather's funeral. And so, like, my aunt will go out there just randomly and they give her like money to just come out. So, like, they'll give her like $40 this time or $80 this time of their money that they're gonna invite her out to gamble. And she doesn't really gamble her money. And so, like, they were having like this little discussion, and my dad was like, yeah, they just, they know that she's got disposable income because she's basically retired, so blah 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 blah. And then my mom was like all offended because she's like, no, she's not spending any of her own money. And I was like, you guys are arguing about the same thing. Like, it's just let it go. But like, basically the casino is trying to get anybody in the door. They don't give a shit if they've got to spend $40. They're not really spending.
Yeah, we'll give you this 80. All right.
They let you press the buttons on the machine.
Oh, look how close you got. You got real close with that $80. Yeah. I mean, you just put in like $500 on your own. Maybe you can win. I don't know, $500. You could win $500 by spending $500. Look, gambling has just never been it for me, because thankfully and non-thankfully, they opened up those little
skills
gambling
skills
casinos,
games,
the skills games.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
and I seen it just like overtake a good portion of my family. Which, listen, gambling is more like, you hear about all these rich people doing well at gambling. You could say you did well if you lose $1 million, but you still have, a fucking $200 million in the bank. Poor people, it's pretty obvious when they are like losing.
Well, it's very similar to like kind of what we said in the last episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama is like, you don't lose until you quit. But the thing with gambling is you can lose
Please quit.
Yes, you can lose a lot and a lot and a lot where you're forced to quit because you're out of money now. So like you automatically lose. Like it's not the same as like a lot of other things.
So I have the listener submission in my hand. Before we get to the listener submission, guys, I know that you guys are spread across different platforms. I know, you listening right now, you might listen to Spotify. Well, you also listen and might listen to Amazon or Apple Podcast or Amazon Music or, wherever it's at. I do want to mention that the podcast is on YouTube. You don't have to go to YouTube to watch a podcast. I know some people, they prefer their podcast place, but we are going to start doing kind of like the performative YouTube videos with me just doing an Am I the Asshole read. And that is because, people like those. It's a tried and true format. We used to do it. We are going to go back to doing it on that YouTube channel. So if you would like to check out those videos, if that's your cup of tea, they will be there. And also, it's just something easier for us to cut up and put on the short form platforms while we do the podcast. And it's just having that on the same channel where we do the podcast and shit. People can watch it and they'll be like, oh, then they have a Reddit podcast right there. So it's really good for what do you call it? Advertising the podcast. So if you guys want to check that out, if you like that, kind of YouTube style-y, Am I the Asshole reads, there's millions of fucking Reddit stories, guys. We're never going to run out of these. Check that out on the YouTube. It's Mike and Dylan Hate Drama.
But it'll just be Mike.
Yeah, it will just be Mike because they got to be quick. Because listen,
and funny, and I'm not.
Yeah,
funny.
And it has to be fast, and it's got to be Mike reading, and immediately going into something witty, and that's because you have to retain to make something go big on YouTube. You also have to capture, like, there are people who are going to enjoy the podcast, but when YouTube shows the video out to a bunch of people, it's showing it to like regular YouTube viewers who have to have their attention kept. It's going to show it to TikTok people who have to have their attention kept. So it is like the faster paced thing. So it gets people comfortable. And then they're like, oh, I like this guy. I would like to listen to this fat guy talk some more. And then they go over to the podcast.
And in respect for the listeners listening to this right now, let's get into this next Am I the Asshole?
Absolutely. This is the listener submission. Am I the asshole for refusing coffee? Just like I like it too. Vague. You don't know what's about to happen.
Good one.
Hey there, Mike and Dylan. I like how they put that. They always do it in the non-alphabetical order. Crazy.
Because Mike and Dylan hate drama.
It could be. Just wanted to hear your guys' take on this. So, at my grandpa's funeral, a lady was going to each member of the family with a pot of coffee. She was a couple people down from me when I noticed that's what it was, and I thought, I'm not accepting that. As she got to me, she motioned for me to accept the coffee into my cup. I politely said no. She then did it again, and I said, I already said no. She gave me a fuck you look and moved on. I'm half native. My mom is full blood. Her dad, my grandpa, is full blood. I'm registered under a different tribe. I'm Seminole, and my grandpa is, I don't fucking want to. Yep. I don't want to, like it said, Ponca is how I would read it. Yeah. Look, I don't want to piss anybody off. All right.
Well,
but
you got to attempt it.
Right. Listen, I'm American. All right. We can barely read English. In the Ponca tradition at funerals, you are to accept any type of food or drink they serve you. I wasn't told this until after the funeral and was made to feel like an asshole for not accepting the coffee. Am I the asshole? Listen. No.
You can't follow rules that you don't know.
Yeah, right. Like if someone's like, hey, this is a Ponca funeral, you got to accept what I'm giving you. Also,
okay.
Yeah, at this point, if I got like any kind of like smoothie thing, I'm bringing things from my smoothie shop. Everybody's trying my smoothies because you have to. Yeah. Now we're in a place where it's forced. And listen, you do want to be respectful of like people's traditions and shit like that. But being Native American, it's not like being from like a huge country where everybody like has cultural traditions kind of like tied in everywhere. Native Americans had different tribes and shit like that. Where from, 50 miles down the road, they have like different traditions and shit. So it could be, somebody doesn't drink caffeine or some shit like that. So you can't, if it's a funeral, all right, I think family comes kind of before tradition. You want the people that were close to them to be there, and then the people who are of that tradition can partake in the traditional values, but you don't need everybody to, because they're there for him. They're not there because of tradition, religion, whatever. They're not there because of culture. They're there because somebody they love died. So once that happens, you need to take, like, the tradition comes before or comes after the people mourning. So just because somebody didn't accept anything, and traditionally that you're supposed to accept stuff, which, listen, that's the most cult-like thing I've ever heard, is like, you have, like, during these things, you have to accept that. I'm not saying your tradition is a cult. I'm not talking shit about your fucking traditions or your culturalness, okay? I'm just saying how funny it does sound, because if I started a cult, I'd be like, that's the rules. Everybody in the cult does have to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Why do we got to drink it, though? It's good. Oh, did everybody in Jonestown know that they were going to die?
I think so.
Oh, the kids didn't know.
No.
They were just like, man, this Kool-Aid tastes nasty. They didn't even put any sugar. I bet they did. I wonder if they made it taste good.
They had to have made it taste good. Otherwise, why would they finish it?
Right.
You don't want to mess it up. But like, I think with this thing though, like the whole thing with any tradition is you can't be aware of a tradition you've never heard of or you've never been informed of. So like, yes, technically you're the asshole, but no, you're not the asshole, because like you broke a rule that you didn't know was a fucking rule. Like, it's not like thou shalt not steal or fucking don't murder people. Like,
I really disagree on if it's off, like, even though it is tradition does not come, like, this is a native, like, these are Native Americans, okay? So once again, from tribe to tribe, it's, can just vastly different. Yeah. And we know that through like the Trail of Tears and shit like that, all these different tribes and shit got conglomerated into kind of like areas, okay? Yeah. So now where you have a funeral of somebody that somebody loved, okay, you got 10 different, people who came from 10 different tribes that have all their different traditions and stuff like that. They don't have to partake in one tradition just because, of a deceased family member.
Yeah,
I believe
you do, because it's a respectful thing at a traditional, like, but you have to be made aware. Like the coffee was not a problem. The coffee was not a problem, and she could have, or they could have accepted the coffee, no problem, had they been made aware that when this is happening, you just accept the food and drink. And like, I don't know whether it's a guy or girl, but like, they don't have to accept and then drink. They just have to be respectful of the scenario and the traditions.
If it is his funeral and it's a traditional funeral, then I guess I don't know.
And like, it's not sweat off of anybody's sack, as long as they are informed of what is expected during this ceremony. But like, them giving away the coffee and then get to you and you're like, nah, I'm good. That's okay, because nobody told you, like, just take the coffee. Just take the coffee. Like, that's the only part that makes you an asshole, and you're not an asshole because nobody told you, just take the coffee.
Listen, if you were upset by my, like, you don't have to partake in the tradition thing, just understand that I see it from, like, the American experience where, I have a good friend die. He was a fun-loving guy, nice dude. And then I get to the funeral and I hear this preacher talk about it, and he was a man of God and lived for him. And I was like, did y'all know the same guy that died?
Well, and I think that's a totally different thing. Like, they try to...
So I view it like that.
Yeah.
And then it once again, I don't fucking know. With the tradition thing, however you want to view it is however you view it.
It'd be different if they were like, okay, you have to, do this thing for whatever. Like, I don't know enough about Native American traditions to like know what they call the sun god or the wind god or anything like that. But like, when they start like forcing that part of it, but like just simply like being respectful in the moment to like take this offering is one thing. But yeah, with like when my grandfather died, they made it all about like, and if you don't convert to, Salvation Army religion,
you're never gonna see Papa again.
Never again.
And you're gonna burn.
Like,
Papa gonna be in heaven. Yeah. You're gonna be down there like, I wish I had my Papa
and
right now.
That's wrong. But like, I think that's one of the cool things about a lot of religions that aren't super, monotheistic or traditional, is that like, it's like, hey, let's just commune together. Let's just like be together. We're gonna get some food. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna tell some stories. That part is the coolest part about any sort of funeral. I think a lot of times, unfortunately, with the Christian side of things, or, probably Islam's very similar. I don't know about Judaism, like how that goes, but like they're worried about like how you're going to see this person in the next life rather than
Right.
like, oh, let's celebrate what they did.
You know what's so goddamn funny? I read this one post about how some people were somewhere and they were Muslim and they started praying on rugs and they was like, I'm not getting down there praying to their God. I'm like, brother, do you know y'all have the same God? Like the only difference is like Muhammad and Jesus. Like that's the difference. The top dog, the top dog. That's him. Like they all of you guys believe in him. It's just like the other thing that listen. I am theist in the sense of look, personal things. I know God from my own thing.
Yeah,
my God, look, gave me free will. That means. That is the absence of God, a divine intervention. That means the good things in life and the bad things in life. There was no partaking in that. Yeah, a father's role is to guide. That is it. If your child gets cancer, there's nothing a father can do with that. You know what I'm saying? And that, in essence, creates the beauty of life. And I believe that the stories that come, when you're like. Miracles happen. Like I saw a post of, two of the girls of that flood getting rescued. And it was like God had his hands around them. Well, what about the other fucking kids? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes, a God maleficent in people's eyes when you're like, well, why isn't he healing my kid? We got free will. That's my belief is we have free will. That is the complete absence of divine intervention. So, listen.
There's another one at the bottom of that one.
Was there? Oh, yeah. I'll be throwing these papers just around. Am I the asshole for taking back my debit card from my girlfriend after she spent $150 on nails?
No.
Damn it. Wow. $150 on nails? Baby girl, let me watch a YouTube video. All right. And dude, I will do them nails.
My 13-year-old will work and she'll get like $60. And I'm like, what are you going to do? You going to put some of that back? You going to like possibly go do something? She's like, I'm going to get nails. I'm like, $60 worth of nails? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's insane.
Well, technically, I need 25 more. Listen, look, I watched one of my wife's friends, she spent it was like $115. It wasn't just nails or something like that. But she had got a bacterial infection under one of her nails and it got like real fucking bad. They almost had to amputate her fucking thumb.
From getting her nails done?
I was like, damn, you spent $115 to get a bacterial infection. That's how I looked at it. Okay, yeah. So me, 25 male, gave my student girlfriend, 22 female, my debit card for emergencies, necessities only. Made it super clear. Groceries, gas, urgent stuff. I won $500 on steak, so I sent it to my debit card, and she barely touched it for weeks, so I thought we were good. What is steak?
I'm guessing that's probably a gambling app.
I wonder if this is like
an ad.
Yeah, like an ad for it. Like, I want $500, and so can you. Then she doesn't use it for like 5 days straight, and suddenly there's a $150 nail salon charge on it with a dead emoji. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-nails or whatever, but we literally agree. But what if I'm not anti-nails, yeah.
I have fingernails too.
Right, yes. I believe we all should have fingernails. Now, there are some people that believe we shouldn't have fingernails, and I agree with them also.
That's Mike. Mike believes in no fingernails.
Listen, just
chew them until they're gone.
Yeah, just chew them until they're gone. You got anxiety, power through it. Bite your nails. But we literally agreed it was for needs only. When I brought it up, she said it was for her mental health and that I'm being controlling.
Yep.
Run. It's like that fucking Stranger Things with Will doing the run. That's what I'm yelling at this guy. Run. It's only downhill from here, brother. I took the card back and now she's mad. Her friends think I'm an asshole and I'm questioning everything. Like, am I crazy here? It's not about the money. It's about sticking to what we agreed on, right? This is the type of person that will be like, well, I had to fuck my ex because I was having a panic attack.
Yeah, it was for my mental health. And
right.
Like
I was having a panic attack and he was there, and you know that sex, it helps me get through a panic attack. So honestly, you're being controlling and just fucking mean to me that you can't see why I suck his dick and play with his balls. Okay, it helped me get my mind off of my panic attack. And there's guys like this too. Look,
I just think we've went too far on the mental health thing. Like where mental health is 100% valid, and there's tons of things that you should be doing to try and help yourself through that. However, using your boyfriend's money to go splurge on yourself for like a mental health day. Like, I'm sorry, you're absolving yourself of any sort of guilt in the fact that you just blew $150 for basically nothing. Cause like it's decoration, but like, homie, they sell them for like $8 at Walmart that you can just stick on. and get the same feeling. It might not be $150 good feeling, but it's close. Like, just go get the stick-on ones for $8. My daughter does it. Like, I've seen it happen. Like, she's not as happy as the $60 ones, but like, that's a self-care health day, not $150 fucking dollars because you
Right, take a bath, light some candles around that bitch. Like, Jesus Christ, $150. So, kind of funny story. So me and my daughter, we have watched all the Jurassic Worlds in theaters because when the first one came out, that was like the first. Jurassic Park was her first horror movie. So my in-laws live with us, okay?
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, hey, do you and her want to go watch this? Because she's like, I know money's tight. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, if you gonna treat me, of course. So me and her go. So halfway through, I have panic disorder. I'm starting to have like a panic attack. But if I'm in like a theater, kind of controlled place, I'm like, I'm just going to let it ride. So I start like letting it ride. Heart starts beating through my ears and stuff like that. What's really cool about like just normal panic attacks when I'm not in like a area where my agoraphobia is taking over, I could just ride through it. Cause I'm like, bro, we've been through this enough. We know what's happening. So it ends. I start enjoying the movie and everything like that. So I go outside and because Amy had dropped us off and picked us up because I don't like to drive to like city areas. I know me, I know my limits. So there's another person outside and they have like the headphones on and they're like in a circle, like pulling their hair because obviously they have some kind of anxiety thing going on. I'm just like, boy, I'm glad I didn't get that one. All right. Glad I didn't get that one. And then they started like yelling at their friend, I'm dealing with that. I'm like, listen, can't make it other people's problems.
No.
All right.
If you can't hang at the theater, then don't go to the theater if it's like a triggery spot. Like,
right, yeah. And it's, once again, if that is something that, at the end of the day, mental health is your fight. And you can't make that other people's problems. So, but yeah, when they were doing the hair pull, I was like, whoa, glad I dodged that one.
Does that really work? Or?
Yeah, also I have like a bald spot. But also, like, how they were kind of talking about it. Like with their friends, it was just like, do you have like anxiety or do you have, I want to have anxiety so people, because that's why I fucking hate people role playing goddamn mental health disorders.
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day. People will just be like, yeah, I got a little bit of BPD, a little bit of things wrong with me. It's hell. Like at no point would I be like, man, I want to role play what I go through. Like, well, what would it be like to have agoraphobia? Sucks. 100% of the time, your life is a prison. I ain't got my nails done not one time for my mental health. And I hate how everybody uses that as a goddamn excuse.
You probably should.
Right, yeah. What if I got nails and I'm just like, I ain't got agoraphobia no more, bro? And look at these fucking long ass nails.
Well, in that book that we had mentioned on MADHD Monday's episode, that's one of the things that the guy did. He stopped chewing his nails long enough that he could go get a manicure on them, and then he never bit his nails ever again. It broke the habit like that.
Well, gay tendencies aside, I can't do that, okay? Nails are meant to be chewed on. They have no other evolutionary fucking thing besides that.
Except for like opening packages and...
Well, we're getting too far on the TED Talk. That guy's going to yell at us. we got to hurry and get to the story.
No, that's the other one. Like, or wait, no, was it?
No, it was this one.
It was this one.
It was this one. It was like, you guys ramble too much. Yeah. I'm like, listen, brother, we have things we want to talk about. We are human, okay? You do not talk to us like that.
That was especially directed towards me.
Then don't fold the maps came in. God. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend for prostituting herself one time 15 years ago? Well, to each their own. We're going to get some flack for going into this one. Someone was like, I really like your guys' podcast because you guys don't like red pill. And I'm like, listen, we red pill, blue pill, yellow pill, Jew pill, like whatever pill is going to be funny at that time. Michael pills it. So I guarantee you, like, that was the first one she heard. And she was like, this is refreshing. And then she fucking listened to one where I'm just like, oh, we got to quit. This one. He was like, we got to quit fucking role playing mental health. And then she's like, Republican. Once again, if I say something about liberals, I'm Republican. If I say something about Republican, I'm liberals. All right. I'm everything.
You're all the worst.
And nothing at all. All right. Yeah. I should become...
All right, just get into it.
I should become like one of those like fake prophet people because look, sounds crazy. It's like mega churches. Okay. Bro, we could get rich if we started a mega church.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of crazy people out there that just like immediately believe it. And I'm not calling on any particular sides. All right. The right might be a little bit more susceptible to the mega churches. All right. Big, nice, fancy church comes up.
Joel Osteen is a very wholesome man.
Yeah. Not a lot of liberals hanging around there. Okay. See, I like to joke on both of them, but listen, I think we're going to get some flack for.
I'll get some flack for my take on
the left side. All right. Because they'll be like, so she sold a little bit of pussy. What's wrong with that? And I'm just like, One time though, let's get into the story. The other night, my 37 male. Different story now. The other night, my 37 male partner, 36 feet. Oh, okay. God damn it. I always get
fucked. Gotta read it,
I get fucked by that. No, because I thought it was a 37-year-old male who was talking about prostituting himself. And I was like, how? Because
ain't nobody paid me.
Yeah, there's not a lot of women just driving around like, I need some dick. The women are not they do perverse things, okay? I'm not saying there's not like women predators and shit like that. There absolutely is, okay? There's way more men than there are women predators. I'm sorry. It's just by the book. Obviously,
I tried to look for sugar mamas. It never worked.
Right? No, it does not work. There's not a lot of women driving around stack full of cash for some cock. All right, it is usually guys doing that. So I thought we had a different story. I was really excited. But when they put my 37 male, I always read that as the next person, but that's them. Partner, 36 female, admitted to me that she prostituted herself to someone when she was 21. Ugh, God bless America. We've been dating for 7 months and have really hit it off. We both shared mutual feelings that were happy and compatible, and that is probably the start of a long-term relationship. She opened up to me and explained this strange, out-of-character experience. She was in college and living on a very low wage at the time. She had a roommate who also earned very little at her regular job, but also had plenty of money. I sensed that there were some amount of envy or jealousy of her roommate's financial situation and flashy lifestyle, and she was relatively easily convinced to start a profile on a website for prostitutes to connect with potential clients. Mike cannot read. She was soon contacted by a man seeking her services, and her roommate walked through the process of working out the details and negotiating a price. The final result was her agreeing to fly and meet this guy where he lived in another state and spend 4 days with him, working, essentially staying in his bed the entire time. She did this for a grand total of $500, which was paid to her at the conclusion of the trip by check, which she says she never cashed because she apparently felt so ashamed of herself for what she had done. Look,
$500.
The not cashing the check makes it worse for me.
Yeah.
All right, it makes it worse for me. Go spend that money. Like, hey, if you gonna lay in have you seen the guy off of the? I don't know. He doesn't have a neck. He's in the Just Married, whatever reality show. They show him. He's like a real weird looking guy. That's who I assume is like the people that pay for pussy. She initially tried to explain that her roommate convinced her to get a sugar daddy, but after telling me this story, I said, that's not a sugar daddy situation. You clearly just prostituted yourself out and on the cheap. She says, I'm the first person she's ever been honest with about this. She was very sheltered growing up and inexperienced at the time, sexually and otherwise. And aside from this instance, she's relatively sexually inexperienced for her age. I'm apparently in her 7th sexual partner. One of the things that I always found endearing and attractive about this girl is her simple-hearted air of childlike innocence. I think that the aspect rang true back then when this happened and made her easy for her to naively fall into the situation. Right. I would think that makes her more of a, like, the childlike naivety. If she's like, yeah, one time my friend convinced me to prostitute myself. I hated it. Didn't even cash the money. That's more endearing. Yeah. I enjoy that more. Like,
so I stopped doing it after like the 57th guy. Like that's a problem.
Different. That's like we were out in the streets. I was snorting a little bit of meth. I had to get my meth money. Bro, she's in college. College is where people fuck up. This is the thing. People fuck up. They make mistakes. I'm not saying if you're a sexual worker, you fucked up. Okay. But I tend to see the people that are selling themselves for sex not being in the right types of situations. So I think it is an advantage taken of market. I'm not necessarily in you should be doing this. I think it does create like a depraved situation. Listen, these are just my views. If you have different views, I respect your views. What the fuck ever. Everybody holds hands and sing songs, kumbaya. Okay. But
a lot of people don't choose it.
You're a dumb kid, essentially, who is broke, and someone's like, yeah, like I'm going out, I'm sleeping with all these guys flying all over the country, fucking all these dudes, and I'm super rich. All right. And she obviously has no money, and she's like, oh, I could do that.
I have a vagina.
Yeah,
I can pull that off.
Right. You know, I need some money. And then she fucking, bro, this is how you would like listen to this story and be like, it just ruins her childlike one. Now she was just like, you know, I used to be the fluffer on porn sets, and you're like, what is that? And it's just like, well, I kept all the dicks
behind
hard.
the scenes. Like,
It was like $500 a time, and I had to like suck and jack off all these dicks. And like, you're listening about like, there was one time it was like 100 guys, and I took all 100 guys at once. You could be like, it kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But this, I'm just like
one guy.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, you got to toughen the fuck up, be a little bit.
Had basically a one night stand.
Right. He's just not. I think if this is the type of guy that hears about any past lover, he's gonna feel insecure.
Did you finish out where he like said?
Yeah, I'm reading the last part. I have my own checkered past and generally don't cast too much judgment on others having their own. That said, knowing about the situation immediately made her unattractive to me. I can accept the notion of it being a stupid choice of a young adult and that she, and still is, too ashamed of it to make it a lifestyle to ever do anything again like that. However, I am just flat out turned off by her. I broke it off last night and told her that it affected my attraction to her, and I can't explain it beyond the fact that it is a mental thing that I just can't see myself getting past.
Yeah, you're a child.
Yeah, I think that any situation where he finds out she had some dick that wasn't his, he's going to be like, well, is my dick good enough? Look, bro, I get, which also too, listen, is he in the wrong? Not necessarily, because you know, she did something that is kind of taboo that you didn't grow up fucking liking. And if you don't like that, you don't like it. I'm saying it is of my opinion that you a bitch. All right.
It's not a big deal. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like, yes, theoretically, if she kept doing it and she was hooking for like 6 months and, you know, had hundreds of partners and like all this stuff. Yeah. That changes the scenario. And, you know, like you already did the disclaimer, like sex work is work, but like, not everybody has to be cool with it.
Yeah,
like it's not
absolutely.
And like but the thing is though, is like in that scenario, like basically this is my joke of this whole time is like all dating is prostitution. Like a lot of times you trade a fucking night out with drinks or dinner or something. And then a lot of times there's some sex that happens. Like
honestly, so that's the same fucking thing. Like I'm going out and just like, you know, we have a nice dinner, $60 at the Olive Garden. I'm trying to really, right. And then we sleep together, never talk again. That was essentially the same thing.
Yeah, and like I know that it was fully set up just for sex in this scenario, but like you said, like her like naiveness is actually a benefit because she was so naive. She went and did this thing, and then like she's like, I don't want to do this. So good. Like, I mean, she's not a depraved, like, you know, like
how you don't view her even more like the girl from Scary Movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like her friends just like talking about it. She's like, well, I could do that. And then she doesn't. She's like, that was terrible.
Yes.
That was terrible. That was like selling myself. And then the other girl's like, yeah, that's what we were doing. And she was like, oh, I don't want to do that. That almost like, I get what you're saying, which weird to be like, you know, I like the childness of her.
Yes. That's what it was like weird about the, like,
because it does seem like it's like next step child. Well, this 17-year-old girl hasn't done anything bad ever in her life, hopefully.
No.
And then she tells him that, you know, one time she touched a penis and he's like, oh my God, I'm just never going to be able to find a girl that's never been around a penis and my life is ruined.
Well, and I think that's one of the things is she was like really young, like in her 20s. And that's one of the scenarios that like when a girl is younger, she doesn't have all of her things put together. And
neither
so,
does a guy. Like guys do weird stuff. The fucking vice president of America had sex with a couch. People do weird things when they're young adults. Like, would I be telling stories about that? Probably not. Okay. I think some things, look, is better to keep personal. I get it. Look, I'm like an open book. On Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, I talk about everything. Okay. I don't know if I could be like, you know, one time I made love with a couch. It's people like you're talking about people who do not have it figured out, who a lot of people, they're coming from trauma. They're getting out of that stuff. Honestly, when you're young, life is a goddamn blur, and making good fucking decisions, making a decision as a young adult is like making a decision as an adult who has everything put together, but you're fucking drunk as shit. That's what it really does feel like. And I feel like judging somebody for going out, like I said, fucking being like, oh, well, you know, I need money and I tried it and it was like, you know, not great. Cause I'm gonna tell you one thing. At no point like sleeping with the guy was she like, this is the best thing ever. which is, I think that's what ruined like porn for me at a young age. Is someone was like, yeah, but they're not enjoying it, and then I went and watched it, and it was just like she's like, oh yeah, but then I'm like looking to her eyes, and I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Well, I mean, I think that's one of the craziest things is people like that, like super unrealistic. Like, I'm sorry, as soon as I see like the biggest, fakest, and like everything's augmented,
Look,
and
I
all
still
this
like
stuff,
me
like
some
I'm
boobies,
like,
okay?
I like real boobies though.
Yeah,
like
I like real boobies. I like fake boobies.
I like fake
perky boobies, saggy boobies. Like I'm trying to one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I've tried to do this like 2 times, and neither one of them are rhyme. So y'all cut me some goddamn slack.
I like fake boobs when they're in like a shirt or something. Then they look real good. But like as soon as they're out and they're like up to here, it's like, come on, make it believable that they're like still possibly real, but they're like up here and like the nipples like poking you in the eye. It's like,
I seen someone, they were talking about like this porn star. She is married to this guy. She's got a good family. I don't know her fucking name. But like all the comments were like really negative, and this person made like a TikTok about it, and they were like, that's literally what she was doing for a job. You cannot look at that. And I'm like, brother, once you are in a videotape gangbang, you can formulate any opinion about somebody that you want to formulate. Okay. Once somebody is in the process of a you know what I'm saying, of an adult film star, you can absolutely, like, what are you talking about? Anybody can fucking. America is a melting pot of all different cultures, religions, all these values and shit like that. Okay. And my thing is, it is never okay to be hateful. Crack jokes all day, bro. Yeah. Crack jokes all day. Jokes is honestly 2 people, 2 cultures talking shit about each other, laughing about it is way better than anybody being hateful.
Yeah.
I think now that we've made it like such a problem, and like now jokes are just like viewed as just like venomous and shit like that, that has honestly created more separation where, you know, fucking people could fucking crack jokes all day long. Look at like black people and Hispanic people, bro. They
cut it up.
Like if you come from a place that has like, you know, growing up in the hood, you have, you know, white people, black people, Hispanic people, bro, we would all talk shit about each other. But at the end of the day, that's our friends. You know what I'm saying? And once we get to a place where, like I said, there's going to be things that, you know, one culture does, one value does, that's just like, you're like, that's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. We should never be hateful towards anybody. We should never show violence towards anybody. That's fucked up. Can you crack jokes on each other all motherfucking day long? Like that's what makes community, man. We are not one of these countries where everybody is either, you know, they all have the same culture or they're all forced into the same culture or whatever. Like it's illegal to talk about the culture. We come from a place where, well, you know, a lot of places where they have a big religion or several big religions, it's illegal to talk shit about that religion. I can go out to the corner right now and just talk shit about God and people will be like, oh, that's the First Amendment. Will that upset people? Yes. And that's another thing too. Like if you joke on somebody's culture and they get offended about it to the point where they're like, you know what? I would like to politely whoop this man's ass. That is called the consequences to being able to do stuff like that. So
can I get that brochure so you can move on to the next story?
Oh, yeah. That guy's fucking steaming. He's like, next story. God. Fuck. Am I the asshole for calling off my wedding after finding out my fiance slept with my dad 4 years ago? This is for the YouTube.
Weird. You put it in the fucking
fuck.
mix.
I didn't mean to. That's for the YouTube.
All right, check that one out on YouTube.
Yeah, fuck. I was like, fuck. That one, I put YouTube right above the text message.
I saw
because I was like, oh, it's got to be like a real titly title. I've not read it. Look, I read the titles and then I judge by the like to comment ratio. Like if there's 4 likes and 100 comments, it's all everybody going, that's an AI story. But if it's like 11,000 likes and 1,000 comments, ooh, we're in some juicy shit. That is for that was not planned, by the way. That was not a way for me to get y'all to go.
But it is a good way to work it.
That is great. That's fucking, yes. Accidentally, we just got a bunch of people going, I want to hear that. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend's significant other about their micro cheating? Look, I hate microaggressions. Micro cheating.
It's just, it is or it isn't.
Yeah, just be like, look, brother was being a little bit racist. All right. Just be like, they were cheating. So the title is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll provide further context. Thank you. My friend and her boyfriend have been together for 9 months. The past 4 months have been really, really bad, and neither one of them are having a good time. That's where you break up.
Yeah, break up.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Solution.
That is, yes. You don't have to stay together. And it's so weird because I see people like this. I'm like, they ain't even got a kid together. Just leave. Like, there's nothing holding you down. They dated in the past and also lasted about 9 months before they broke up for 3 months and then got back together. God, starting off
break
great.
Up.
Just break up.
The fuck up.
Both are my friends, but my best friend and I are incredibly close, and she tells me everything. About a month ago, she went on a trip to another country where she met a guy she found incredibly attractive. She told me about it, and I asked her, what about her boyfriend? She stated, things are weird. Then at orientation, she met another guy. She was flirting very heavily with him. They've been talking more and more, and she's expressed that she has a crush on him. So again, I asked, what about her boyfriend? What about your boyfriend, bitch? Go mind your own business. Like, fucking, obviously, they're in a toxic relationship. Just fucking let him be toxic. He's probably also talking to other bitches. Like, obviously, this is something that is not going to work.
Well, I mean, if both of them are your friends, I see where she's coming from.
Right.
Like, where she's, like, concerned about the boyfriend's
But this is
well-being.
her best friend. Like, the guy's not going to be like, yeah, I'm talking to all these other bitches. So you go back and tell your best friend, look, he's doing the same thing. They were together 9 months. They broke up for 3 months, got back together. If they're both unhappy, they're both talking to.
Read the story.
She goes on a tangent that he's too clingy and very pushy. Oh, he might just be in it and she's not. Yeah. Oh,
read the story.
Oh, fuck. It was a sentence away. I changed everything now. However, she absolutely refused to break up with him. This whole time, it seems like he's trying to make things work, but she's simply not interested in him. I gotta read. I just gotta read one more. Every time, it's like I'm one sentence away from just not sounding like a jackass. Then comes the real kicker. Her boyfriend threw a 4th of July party, and it was very big. Not a scene for her, which is fine since she has her own family get-together that my boyfriend and I were invited to. Another guy from our school is there. The whole night, they spent it together. It honestly looked and felt like a double date. They were very flirty. My boyfriend noticed and told me it was weird. I told him everything I'm telling y'all. He said I needed to tell her boyfriend. During the fireworks, her boyfriend called about 9 times to ask if she wanted to watch them with him. She simply ignored him. I tried to tell her that she had to set boundaries with her guy friend because whatever was going on at that 4th of July get-together was not okay. Recently, her boyfriend started coming to me about a lot of the issues in their relationship, which is awkward, but I don't mind since it gives me a chance to hear both sides and be able to have fair judgment. Last night, he called me very upset because he didn't know how to fix the issues in their relationship. There was a bit more to that. In the moment, I decided to act on a whim, and I decided that it would probably be best if I told him about what happened at the party. They are currently about to go talk at her house. Am I the asshole? No. What? Obviously, she is for, as the kids say, for the streets. All right.
Yeah, I mean, she's not meant for a fucking relationship. Like,
she
why
belongs
is she in
to
one?
the streets. She is. When they ask her what she finds attractive in a guy, she's probably going to say a pulse.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
yes. A pulse. Either one. And he obviously has feelings for her, but it doesn't matter how bad it's going to hurt somebody. The worst thing is wasting somebody's fucking time.
Yeah.
Like wasting somebody's life.
Well, especially with any hope that it's actually going anywhere and doing anything. Like, I mean, that's the biggest thing is like she's pretending like she's his girlfriend.
That's the most fucked up
never
part, yeah.
being his girlfriend. Like, nah, I'm gonna go do this thing, and there's a cute boy here.
Yeah, I was like, he's
I'm
talking to other girl. He's like, I love her, and I'm just like, oh god.
I see us having 3 kids, a Labrador with.
Yeah, he's giving the whole speech on Stranger Things where Steve's talking about the kids and they're going RVing and stuff, and she's like, I'm out here fucking everybody.
Yeah,
like I'm giving it to anybody who wants it. Yeah, bro, not the asshole.
Yeah, sometimes
I don't think her best friend's gonna tell her anything though. Ever again, like let her in on the secret.
I mean, she's a shit person though. Like if you're doing that behind your boyfriend's back, like you're basically putting him on. Like you're probably doing that to your friends too. So.
Hanging out with shitty people like that, by the way, you're like, if you don't say something to her boyfriend, your boyfriend's going to be like, well, you know,
yeah, you let
like
that
Avengers
slide.
hang out with Avengers. Like that's they're not out there hanging out with normal ass people. They're all gathering around the superheroes. So listen, that's my thing is like, you know, if you're not condemning somebody, like if I'm looking at it from her boyfriend's point of view and I'm just like, you're letting your friend do all this shit, well, you know, that's like, how are you when, you know, I'm fucking not around? And
well, once or twice is one thing, but like when it's literally every time she runs into a cute boy, like she's just gonna hang out and flirt with him, like oh, it's all innocent. No, it's fucking not. Like you have a boyfriend, like
right,
either break up with him or stay with him, whatever, but like shit or get
either
off the
break
pot.
up with him or stay with him and stop fucking talking to everybody. But Yeah, I mean, don't be out here wasting people's time. If you want to, look, I'm not saying, once again, live your life. If you're for the streets, go have sex with everybody, all right? Once again, you are able to do that, and that's beautiful, okay? People are allowed to cast their judgment. That's beautiful. But don't waste somebody's fucking time. That's not beautiful. Like, don't tell somebody you are committed to something, and then you're out here fucking
living a completely opposite.
Yeah, living completely opposite. Just fucking Jesus Christ. Stop wasting people's time. Am I the asshole for adopting a dog after I thought my boyfriend broke up with me? Am I the asshole for adopting a dog after I thought my boyfriend broke up with me? I don't know. I don't even know how to fucking formulate a fucking... I like to prejudge.
This is the one that I threw in there because I saw it when I was getting the other ones, and I was like, I think this one's a good one for you.
I like to prejudge. All right. My boyfriend was going through a tough time, and he needed a break. He said he was going to press pause on our relationship and go visit his family in Washington. I wonder if that family's got a pussy. That's the only time you pause anything. Like, I need to pause our relationship because I'm going to go visit family. Okay. I asked how you pause a relationship because I don't understand how that works. He said he needed some time to work on himself and asked me to respect that. I just need you to respect that I need to work on myself, all right? After he left, I reached out to him a few times via text, asking him to let me know if he arrived safe and to say hi to his mom for me. I received no response. I tried to call and left a message asking if he had broken up with me. I came to the conclusion that he ghosted me and my friends agreed. I was bummed, and my best friend recommended I find something new like a hobby or a new show to watch that wouldn't make me think of my boyfriend. I decided to get a dog. You could have just watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, like a show, a new hobby. No,
I'm really excited for season 5, November 26th. Look, I'm ready. My boyfriend is horribly allergic to pet dander, so I never even considered getting a pet. However, since he broke up with me, I decided to get one. He's a senior dog from a shelter that needed rescuing. He's low energy and likes to lay with his head in my lap while I read, work, or watch TV. Girl, you already got the...
Good on you, and thank you for getting the dog, she
is into self, like, that's the best thing. After 6 weeks away, my boyfriend texted me that he was back and coming over, which was yesterday, so we could talk. I was shocked and texted him back, asking what there was to talk about. He said he was back and ready to unpause our relationship. He said he would talk to me about everything the next day. I texted back asking what relationship. He didn't answer. Yesterday, he showed up and told me he had done a lot of self-examination and was ready to move forward with his life path. He even wanted to talk about moving in together. Then he saw my dog and started freaking out, asked me how I could get a dog when I know how sick he gets. What the fuck, man? People, you don't think they're real. Like, I read this story and I'm just like, these people could not exist. And then you see the people exist in real life and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I told him that since he broke up with me, I didn't think it mattered. He said he didn't break up with me. I said he ghosted me. He said he communicated with me telling me he was pressing pause and visiting family.
Press pause.
I pressed pause. I hit it. You were supposed to stay there still the whole time until I got back.
Nothing changes on this.
Maybe you get some water. I said not answering texts is ghosting. We argued in circles, and then he said he had to leave because he was getting an allergic reaction, even though he was standing in the doorway, not inside. I feel like he broke up with me, and it was okay that I got a dog. He says that he never did, and therefore is a horrible act of disregard to have gotten a dog. Which of us is right? My best friend says I should break up with him because he's a jerk. I don't think I should have to break up with him with someone that already broke up with me. If I break up with him, I'm basically agreeing with him that we didn't break up, and therefore I'm an asshole for getting a dog. Right. Correct. He paused that relationship. Yeah. So
with no like interaction with you.
To fast forward getting some pussy. Like, that is why he didn't hear from you. He saw somebody else and he was like, oh man, look, I got this girl that I know if I press pause on, I have a reasonable chance of coming back and maybe starting something back up. I want to try something out with this girl. Probably an old flame.
I think he's too much of a dweeb. I really think he was out soul searching. Like, he's just a fucking nerd. Like he's just a doofus that's
you think he wait. Do you think he's you like on the like you were out of a relationship though when you went to like the road trip? Do you think that's what he did?
I don't like I honestly think like he's like in this point in his life where he's like, I really got to figure out what I'm gonna do, like, and so he's like doing this soul searching, so he goes back home to mommy and dad and like fucking like does,
he goes back to the lake he used to play at. He's like skipping some stones. I'm like looking across,
or it's basically like a fucking Lifetime Christmas movie where he's like back in his hometown and then like his old fling comes up and he's like, no, I've got this girl back out. Like, I mean, there's just like, I feel like he's a dweeb, and like maybe give him the benefit of the doubt that like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just go get this strange for a little bit and then come back. But like, he paused the relationship, didn't talk to homegirl at all throughout the whole process. So he doesn't fucking care about you. It's 6 weeks later. 6 weeks he hasn't said like, oh no.
Like you could be, but I think because he's like, I paused the relationship and he's so insulted about getting a dog. Imagine if she was
He's
like,
a dweeb.
like he comes and like a dude answers the door and he's like, whoa, are you in my girlfriend's house that I've not talked to in 6 weeks?
Because I press pause.
Yeah, I press pause. Pause means you do nothing while I go out. This is what I think. I think he had a crush on somebody back in the day. He loved this girl, okay? Yeah. And she was with somebody else, all right? And he was just like, man, I love her so much. And now because she dated,
she's my dream girl.
Yeah, she's my dream girl. And then he found out they broke up. So that's why he goes back to his hometown to stay with it, you know, and go hang around circles. And then he's just like, starts hanging around her. And he's like, yeah, I'll be a stepdad to your kids. And then he's like, oh, he's not into it because obviously he's the type of person that like pauses a relationship.
Fucking dweeb.
Yeah, and she's probably talking to other people, doesn't care about this fucking, like a guy who pauses a relationship, goes throws fucking skips rocks in a pond, you know. Like I said, like you said, dweeb. She's not into it, so he's like, "No, I'll go back to the girl that I settled with." So,
like, I mean, it's one thing. Like, I can see like people putting a relationship on pause, but that's two people that decided together, not just like, "Hey, I'm gonna pause this."
Well, not even on pause. That's the corniest shit, bro.
Well, like, I mean, to take a break, like to like go our separate ways. Like, hey, I still really care about you, but like, I got to figure out my fucking head. You got this thing going on. I've got this thing going on. Like, I mean, whatever.
So when someone does
like,
that, do y'all agree that like?
Yeah,
it's okay to get your cheeks beat by somebody else.
Yeah, if something happens, it happens. Like I guess in like Friends, like we're on a break, like that whole thing. But like the whole thing is like if people want to do that, that's a two people deciding. But like one person in the relationship can't be like, hey, I'm gonna pause this and then I'll be back. But between now and then, like don't do anything. I'll be right back.
I think I view that as the same way I view like polyamorous couples. Listen, you guys know I respect y'all. Listen, and once again, we got a lot of traditions, and people can do what they want. I was still gonna make jokes, but like a guy will look at polyamory and he'll be like, "Whoa, I can just go out and have sex with these women, and I still have my girl at home. Like this is the best thing ever." So he's like, "Okay, babe, like let's be polyamorous," and she's like, "All right." That's all right. And he just doesn't understand that a girl could be like, she could walk into a room with a bunch of guys and be like, I'm a little bit horny. And there's going to be like 9 guys that'll be like, I'm down. Like, she could look any which way. There's going to be a bunch of guys that's going to be like, I'm down. A guy could walk in there and they'd be like, oh, God, arrest this guy. What the fuck? There's like a school 2 blocks down. You're going to say that right there?
And 3 miles from here.
Yeah, and then they start getting home and he's all pissed off because, he thought this one girl was interested in him because she was, really nice as a waitress, but she's not that interested into him. And then they get home and she's like, man, I met this one guy and I didn't think they really made foot-long dicks and they are out here and I thought it would hurt. And then he's just like, oh, then he's crying in bed and fucking whining about it, like the other polyamory story. It always... Anytime, growing up, you got a big friend group. So I've seen it happen twice where a friend group was like, we're polyamorous. And I was just like, 1 year. And it's never made it to the year before everything exploded and like they couldn't.
Well, because everybody fucking has feelings because like something about it, guess what? Like when you're like, at least most of the time is like people actually do have feelings and care about each other. And so like if you care about this person more than that person, then this person feels left out and they're going to get all upset. Like that's just, it's nature for all that stuff to like implode on itself because like people actually do have feelings. It's not just about sex. It's not about like take your feelings out of it. And like I've seen some of the stuff on like Reddit about people talking about it and it's like you just got to get better control of your feelings. No, like it's okay to like fucking feel jealousy. Like that's normal, a normal
human thing.
Yes. And like if somebody is showing more attention to somebody that is the new person in your relationship,
I think if in America like it was socially accepted to be gay or lesbian like fucking 100 years ago, I guarantee you right now we wouldn't see as many like polyamory couples and stuff like, because I think when you're in that, it's like someone who, it's a dude like, that wants to be gay or a girl that wants to be gay, but they don't want to like be judged and shit like that. So they're like, oh yeah, I'm allowed to have a girlfriend, but I'm still with this guy. I think that's where it fucking like, because people have to shelter it. Like they like in essence fetishize it. And that's where I'm not going to get into all that, but that's where like the polyamory stuff comes from, because it's someone who, you know, wants to be able to fucking live their life, but they got family that they, you know, don't want to let down, which honestly, if you're letting that person down, fuck them.
Yeah.
If they don't love you for who you love, just say, fuck that person. Okay. Obviously something's wrong with you. If you find something wrong with a situation that has nothing to do with you, you're a fucked person. Like, you are just a terrible human being. If you look at two people and like they're in love and you're like, this makes me angry.
As long as it's consenting adults, do whatever the fuck you
do
want.
whatever the fuck you
as
want
long
to.
as nobody's getting hurt, like,
But
consensually, like, you're doing whatever.
because
like,
people are so worried about how the community feels, how their family feels, they can't live that life. So then, you know, you get online, it almost becomes taboo to you and you fetishize it. And then it becomes something that's different, where if, like I said, if it was accepted fucking 100 years ago, then we'd be in a time where like a lot of different stuff, a lot of different things that people get into wouldn't be a thing because they're not fetishizing it. But yeah, that dude's a fucking, is he a dweeb? Let us guys know. Let us know, because that is a weird one. Is he a dweeb? Do you think he just went to skip rocks in a pond with his hands in his pocket like he thought he was in the opening credit scene of fucking Dawson's Creek? or do you think he was out there trying to either reconnect with a woman or having sex with her?
Yeah, I just think
I want to know. I want to know people's reactions.
I want to say thank you to the submitter, like the person on Reddit, because you went out and adopted an old dog, and those don't usually get adopted. So thank you for being a good member of society.
Yeah.
And fuck your boyfriend.
All right, yeah, fuck your boyfriend. Also, you ain't gotta like dogs or animals to be a good person. Like,
no, but that poor dog was gonna stay in a shelter.
What makes
so
you
I
a
said,
bad
thank
person
you.
is when you
Thank
don't
for
like
that.
animals, but then you see like a cute puppy, so you adopt it, and then you keep it for like 2 years, and you're like, I fucking hate this thing, and then you just send it away to a shelter to be sad. You just don't do it. Don't partake in it. Don't get your kids an Easter bunny because you're like, oh, this will be so cute. This will be a cute little gift for Easter, and then your kids are like, wow, it's a cute little bunny, and then 2 months from then they're like, it won't quit biting my fucking fingers. Okay, I hate this fucking thing. It shits everywhere. I'm tired of the pellets.
Eat it.
Right. Am I the asshole for telling my family if they don't like something the way it is, they can take care of it themselves? If they don't like the way something is, they can take care of it themselves. I am married and have 3 kids, all are teens. My husband and I both work, and my kids are in school and do sports or clubs after school. I recently hit a ceiling in my field, and in order to continually grow professionally, I had to get a graduate degree, so I started my master's degree. In the past, I usually did most of the chores. My husband does the typical man chores. My kids have some of their own chores, like doing their own laundry, taking turns sweeping, vacuuming, cleaning their bathrooms, etc. I did a majority of the rest and all the cooking. I'm a year into my degree. At the start, I was keeping up with the chores I did before, but it quickly wasn't possible. I asked for help and was told everything is fine. You're being too picky. But over time, my family seems to be getting fed up. At the start, I was keeping up with the chores I did before, but it quickly wasn't possible. I asked for help and was told everything is fine. You're being too picky. But over time, my family seems to be getting fed up. So I guess what she's saying is like, oh, like she's feeling insecure that she's not doing enough. And your family's like, look, you're being crazy. I think she just worded it like wrong. And now her family's like being like, oh God, you don't do nothing.
No, I think she spelled it out pretty easily. Like, yeah, she's just saying that, like, she was saying the house is a mess. They're like, oh, you're being too picky. And then now they're starting to complain because the house is a mess.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's basically the point that she's trying to get across.
They've been complaining a lot about things lately, from eating frozen meals. I make them myself in a large batch and freeze them for later, to the floors having stains. If you cleaned it up, they wouldn't be there. The stairs have dust and pet fur on them. If they bring it up, I tell them they are capable of handling it, but they just walk away and it doesn't get done. I'm doing what I can, but between work, school, and everything else at home, it can't all be done. We aren't living in a squalor. I don't know.
That works. Yeah,
Look, they're a fucking graduate. They know words bigger than I do. I just can't get to the finer details like I could before. Yesterday, my husband came to me while I was doing my homework and said the shower curtain liner in our bathroom was moldy. This pushed me over the edge.
shower curtain's moldy.
You know, this fucking sucks too, because as a guy, I'm one of the guys that, and now listen, I understand I am an adult, and at no point should your wife hold your hand. But as soon as my wife says, oh man, this thing, like, I try to take care of that for her. I am the type of person that will walk past, like, you know, the kids leaving a fucking plate of Cheetos on a thing. I walk past it. Okay. And I'm not doing that out of malice or laziness, or that's just how I'm built. I don't fucking see it. So my wife knows, hey, if you want to get Mikey to do something, let's put out a little thing on the fridge, because y'all know I go to the fridge a lot, that says, hey, like, do this, because it reminds me to. I got a lot of shit going on. I want to like help out. At no point ever, if I see something that I don't like, am I going to go to my wife and be like, hey, I don't like the shower curtain. Just go get a shower curtain, dog.
Well, and bro, like you're technically you're supposed to cover the man chores.
That's in maintenance. That is shower curtains in maintenance. If it is not the
outside one that's decorative, that's design. That's the wife's problem.
Yeah, if it's not in looks, if it's in for functionality, bro, that's man stuff. Yeah. That's just what a crazy.
But like, who just brings that up? If you're gonna bring it up, be like, hey, should we replace that? Or like, how do we clean that? Like, but don't just be like, hey, the shower curtain's moldy.
Right. So when I fixed the side of the fridge, because that one side hadn't been working, I didn't go to my wife and was like, hey, can you disinfect this? I was like, hey, which of these like disinfects better? Because I had like and she was like, no, use this bleach. So I used bleach instead of, I don't know what the one I did was for like pet odor. So I'm glad I didn't use that one. So, but she was like, no, use this bleach. I wasn't like, dude, can you go out there? I know. I was like, I'm fixing the fridge. This is a fucking man thing.
By the time it goes in, it's just going to be clean and ready to fucking put shit inside.
That's right. She did have to put it back together, like all the little...
all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, she did that because I was waiting for it to like make sure that it hit below 40 degrees to make sure that it was working. And by the time it did that, she was already like putting the stuff back together. So...
Proud of you, buddy.
Bro, I did it, bro. I'm fucking...
If you guys don't know about this, I don't know that we covered it on Two Daddies Judging Baddies, but Mike had a refrigerator problem that was like a long time going, and then he finally figured out that he could do the repair himself.
I didn't have a dad, man. So like when you have a dad really, like, he instills the confidence that you can. That's the biggest thing about a father. Like telling me like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have a father. I hear you, and to an extent agree with you, but like that's even me not fixing shit, like, you know, not knowing a lot about cars and shit like that. A dad just instills that you can. Like it doesn't matter if he shows you how to do something. It's the knowledge that you can. Like, you don't need somebody to come in. You can at least apply some of your skills to see if you could fix it. Now, if it, you know, isn't something simple with like a fridge, or like if something with the HVAC is going wrong, obviously then I'm gonna get a professional. Once we have to like really get into electrical things that I don't know anything about. What a dad does, though, he just shows you like a dad that works on something or does something. Well, you basically
problem solve to see whether it is something in your wheelhouse or whether you do need to have a professional. And like that was one of the things when Mike was talking about it, though, is like I don't even know how it came up, because like it was very opportune the way that it came up. But like he's just like, yeah, the freezer side still works.
Because we were using like a mini fridge for the fridge side. And then Dylan said something about not having freezer space. I was like, well, we have a deep freezer and the freezer still works. So we got all the freezer space. And he was like, your freezer still works?
In the fridge, like the freezer.
Yeah, the freezer for the refrigerator. And I was like, yeah, it's just the refrigeration side that don't work. And he was like, oh, bro, you could fix that. And I was like, me? I could fix it. And he was like, yeah, you just like look up, just like.
You should have seen the smile that, I'm going home.
I did. I immediately went home, started working on the fridge. The next day I had it fixed. Yep. And bro, I felt top dog. And now I have a new fucking heating coil coming. Cool. For the defrost system that I know how to put on there.
Nice.
AI is my father. Look, if you didn't grow up without a dad, AI is a great dad. It'll tell you step by step what to do, what not to do.
Am I like your like supporting stepdad? Like,
never in my life would I call another man daddy. Listen, brother, you can't be like, am I your stepdad? What?
Yeah, I didn't ask you to call me daddy.
Okay, Nicki Minaj.
Huh?
It's a joke.
I don't know that joke.
It's a joke. You're like an uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Dylan.
Uncle Dylan. Yeah. But you don't molest me, so that's good.
Yeah.
But nah, shit. Like, for real. Like, I'm talking. And if you don't think AI is like a dad too, because AI was like, look, we need to defrost it. This is the safe way. I was like, what if I'm an unsafe person and I want to rush it? And they was like, well, if you want to, I got a couple ideas. So it was like, we could try this out. We could try this out. We could try this out. Just make sure it's unplugged so we don't get shocked. And let's kind of try to be safe. Let's put some towels down.
Please set me down from whatever device, because I don't want to get shocked in the process of
right. Yeah. So AI, like I said, it's that dude. My kids were arguing that they shouldn't have to do more. They're in school and busy afterwards. I told them that I don't care. I am busy too, and I can't do it all. They need to step up or shut up in nicer terms. That night, my husband told me I was too harsh and needed to lighten up. He says I was rude and basically telling them their feelings don't matter and I need to lay off of them. I told him the message wasn't only for the kids, but him too. He needs to step up. But afterwards, I started to doubt myself and felt too harsh. No one is really talking to me right now. I'm worried now that I was too harsh. I did change up the status quo in the house for my own personal reasons. So am I the asshole for telling them to see something? If they see something they don't like, they need to step up and take care of it and not complain about it. Exactly. Like, here's the thing too. I understand all the shit that my wife has to do. I also am the type of person that's never going to be like, oh man, that's too dusty. That's too... The living room could be a mess and I could be like, everything is perfectly fine right now because my brain's just like, I got kids playing. Like, my brain's just not going to pick up that it's dirty. But once I leave the house and come back, this happened the other day when we were working. I went back home and I was like, oh, fuck, the living room is destroyed. I went and picked it up before she got up. But bro, if you see something that's wrong, that's just, don't rely on anybody. And that should be something that you as a fucking adult, if there's something wrong that you don't like in your life, change it. Like, and this goes with mental health. This goes with your body image. This goes with everything, man. Don't wait on anybody to fucking come save you. It's not their job. If there's something that you don't like in life, it's up to you to change it. Once we get into the, honestly, it's so fucking just, you married a shit stain.
Yeah, no, your husband's a bitch.
I don't like that at all, to where if you saw something that was wrong and you like, girl, there is dust on that. Just seems so just like.
I think calling out people in the household, like, oh, kids, you left your fucking food out here and like now it's all moldy. Why'd you stick it under your bed? Like, that stuff is completely fine. It's when you're like, oh, this fucking rug needs vacuumed. Okay, bro, vacuum it. That's like a general purpose thing. Like, it's okay to get onto somebody if like you've like completely messed up the house and you've got your clothes strewn about and
right.
And
my kids destroy the living room. I'm like, hey,
yeah.
What we do? Now you're tired. Now you want to? Oh, I want to go to bed. Well, how about we clean up this fucking living room for mom so she don't have to clean up y'all's mess? How about we do that before we lay down?
But like, hubby's being a bitch about like.
A moldy shower curtain, bro.
It's like communal property that like nobody's like, oh, I'm going to put mold on this, or like, oh, I'm going to stain the carpet. Like, just clean it the fuck up. Like, you're part of the household, and that's basically what wife is saying. And I think more families should operate that way, that like, if you see something that's fucked up here, fix it. Do better.
What's so
like,
weird is it
clean
feels
it
like she has a 1950s husband who also wants her to work.
Yes.
Like,
no, you don't
I want you to work, but also I'm tired of these frozen meals. I don't know if you know this, Dad.
No, these frozen home cooked meals.
Frozen home cooked meals. That's not even,
and then frozen.
It's not even like a fucking, like, it's not home style bake. It's not a Hungry Man. Like, you're getting actual meals that are frozen. Dad, if you want something fresh, fire up the fucking grill, you fucking lazy ass. But just, I don't know, man, how just shit stain of a guy has to be like, you know, the shower curtain's moldy and it's been moldy for a couple months and you haven't noticed.
Throw it in the washer. I think you can.
Do you not know how to purchase like a shower curtain? Also, they're like, I don't know if you know this, but you can get a shower curtain for like $5.
Yeah. I think by all technicalities, you can throw it in the like your clothes washer and then wash it.
It's plastic.
And then
You're
bring
a
it back.
dude. You could take it outside, throw some dishwashing liquid on it, and
Pressure
just
wash it.
pressure wash it. Yeah. You know how often I'm just like, I want to find something to just pressure wash, like just to shoot it. Like,
there's always your driveway. Fuck that.
Right. Fuck the driveway, just because like. If it's a you start and don't finish, the driveway looks fucked. So
it always looks tiger striped unless you have like
I'm always real hesitant to be like, if I start this, I know I won't. But bro, like, if you're fucking pressure washing some vinyl on your house, fuck that shit. Just like go out there, you can shoot it until you get done and then like go back inside. Yeah, you got one really clean side of the house and the front's a little bit dingy, but it's not like the driveway where it's like two-toned, or like you said, the fucking stripes like you're fucking coloring with a crayon.
See, the best one is the circular one that you hook up, but I think you have to have a pretty decently high-powered one.
But that one sucks, man, because you gotta, and that's when you gotta use fucking...
But then you just sweep it like a thing and it...
That one still sucks because then you have to go over every bit of the driveway. It still leaves a little fucking... We have one of the circular ones too. I hate that fucking thing.
Did you buy it from like Harbor Freight, or is it a good one?
It's
probably a Harbor Freight.
It was like $110. That gives you an idea of the...
Yeah, that's what the pros use, is that for if you watch all the guys on YouTube, like, oh, I just do this for free, and I just wanted to see if this elderly person wants me to pressure wash their driveway.
Technically, they don't do it for free. They're doing it for YouTube.
Yes.
So
they're getting paid.
Yeah, they are getting paid for it, but that is a very like if you're doing something, I would prefer that.
I prefer that over the people that are like, here's $5,000 to the homeless guy, because that's like you're just being a
like
jackass.
you were just doing that.
You actually put in manual labor hours to make a video and do the thing. Like
that one guy who would go to stores and he would be like, "Yeah, I'm getting all this stuff for homeless people," and then he wouldn't take it to homeless people, or he would just like
return it.
Yeah,
like,
and there's a ton of those, and I think from the good deed, that's where it starts. But when you're like, yeah, I got to mow this fucking lawn for this person, and then it's
fake mow
you can't fake a whole like making somebody's lawn better. See where the cops went up and told them,
yeah, fuck that, fuck those cops.
God, that's when somebody's powers went to their fucking head, and they're now.
Well, who the fuck is actually going to believe? Like, okay, I get the city has something on there, but there's an elderly woman that can't afford your fucking.
Well, the
thing,
city
so
wants
like,
the property. That's what it is.
I get that, but like, I'm sorry, police officer, you're being a fucking. That's when you are like overstepping the bounds.
That's
of
when you're the
job.
cop that everybody wants you to be. Like that's when you are the cop that is confirming people's like when they hear terrible things about cops. There's a ton of cops that are gonna be like, I don't give a fuck what the city wants. He's going out mowing that lady. That's so sweet. Honestly, a lot of the cops we have around, like shout out to Lexington, they would go mow that lady's lawn. Like they just went out and built a deck for a deputy that had gotten hurt. They went out and built a deck for him so he could fucking like. There are, especially in like the smaller towns, like the cops are out there.
But that was wild.
They're not being fucking dick hamsters. They're being very respectful. Like I said, but cops like that's where you're like, oh, well, maybe all cops are dicks. It's not all cops, but that cop, oh God.
Yeah, no.
That's when you bro, arrest me for trying to help somebody out.
I would have gotten 20 people out there immediately with push mowers and been like, fuck y'all, like go ahead and load us all up.
That's what happens. That's what everybody comes out with their fucking lawnmowers then. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't want to have sex anymore?
Oh man,
that sounds like a real good story.
That is.
Are you excited to get into it?
Yeah.
Next time on Two Daddies Judging Baddies. This has been a wonderful episode, guys. If you enjoy the podcast, give us a rate.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about the one dweeb. Also, if you would like for us to read a Am I the Asshole that you like, or you would like to hear us give our opinion on, you could submit it at mikeanddylan.com, mikeanddylan.com. Also, we have the subreddit MADHD, and we will see you guys next time.
If you guys want it on this show, just make sure to put 2DJB with it so that we know that it's for this one and not for MADHD.
Correct.
All right. Yep. But we'll catch you later.
Bye.